There's a certain charm to Paradise. Something about this city that feels like it used to be like a grand, like a really special place. It used to just be a center of culture and center of finance and a center of trade and building, and it fell in hard times and it hasn't really bounced back, but different people have kind of like started building different designs in different corners. Like these buildings on this side have a complete different architecture from like the buildings on that, side straight in front of us, or even over here to the right. I mean, it's just kind of, I was just kind of parkouring around. I'll tell you what, it is like a little bit of an unhinged place, I think. Like, look at these doors. Nowhere else other than this corner of the city do they have these like symmetrical doors like this. I just think it's interesting, like the way the geography like shows that like different inhabitants have like moved in and started to. Oh, trying not to fall here. Ah, sorry about that. Yep, nothing to see here. Oh man, we ripped it. All right, well, makes us a bad neighbor. Just different parts have a very different like feel to their architecture. Whoa, that's a big boy.
Best watch your step around here, envoy. This is my district.
It's an ogre?
So,
dude.
The puny godkin wishes to speak with the great Thala. You and your countrymen are not welcome in this district. My district. Is that clear?
It's not clear. What's your problem?
Not being welcome here doesn't mean you aren't tolerated. We're not fools enough to attack you or your kin unprovoked. I would be lying if I said I wasn't just waiting for the opportunity to crush you into the ground. One little slip in my district, Imperial Lapdog, and it'll be the last you ever make.
I'll make sure not to slip then.
Easier said than done, little godkin. The streets of Paradise are slick with blood. Now be gone. Thala tires of your yammering.
Yeah, this Thala the Ogre guy, very intimidating. I don't think he's prepared for how dangerous we are, though. What was his name? Oh, look, they all have their little, Sparrowhawk, the knee breaker? Dude. A short joke? Look at this. They've got this, like, Sparrowhawk graffiti here. Sparrowhawk Shotgun Boy, Sparrowhawk Wastrel. Yeah, these, the Sparrowhawk game. Not very friendly. See, look, even the chests have that different, like, vibe to them. I think it's cool. This different part of the city. Kind of wandered through here. Man, I really hope we get to fight that Thalia guy. I don't know what needs to happen to make it go on. What's going on over here? Concerned courtesan. Oh, so like a bathhouse?
Go on. Juliana's inside.
Oh.
She doesn't bite.
Okay.
Unless you ask.
Sure. Well, great. Yeah, we could use a bath. We haven't bathed in like forever.
If you'd like to be useful, I could use another drink. If you'd like to be useful.
Wow, his first name was Scholar. I thought maybe he had something like insightful to say or share. Wants us to get him a drink. Huh.
You can teach a person how to draw, but you can't teach good taste.
The art critic? 3 lockpicks for this chest? Are you kidding me? Every once in a while we hit one of these 3 lockpick chests and I just regret everything. I mean, it's very expensive. My goodness, what did they draw? Ogre eating a bee? Nice. I love it. A fish market. What does this say? Jubilant or something?
If you don't take it, the adherents will. The other adherents, I mean.
Okay. Look at the stingray. Wow. They're fishing up a storm around here. Do you think this is a door? No, it's a wall. She said just inside. I don't know where to go. Sparrowhawk. Yeah, I don't think these Sparrowhawks are very nice. Also not a door. Where exactly was this person? Huh. Some kind of weird dead end. Oh, a door? Okay, this one's the door. Oh. To an empty storeroom? What is going on around here? What did she say to us? Just go inside or something? A barred door. That's kind of weird. What's going on in here? Let's unbar the door first. Just in case. We need a quick exit. I think I hear a treasure chest. Oh.
All my time in Paradise, and I never knew a painter lived here.
Or maybe lived past tense. I don't know. We haven't found the painter yet. You gotta remember, our boy Kai here has been here for 6 years. Cannot get through that curtain. Okay. Maybe it's this door? No. What did she say to us?
Go on. Juliana's inside. She doesn't bite.
Inside where? Okay, what would make the most sense? Huh. Like straight ahead to those doors that don't open.
Whatever a man wins at cards, he's bound.
You're new around here, aren't you?
What's the matter? Has he done something?
I don't know.
That's all.
There's just not a lot going on. Oh wait, there we go.
You don't have to listen to him.
Hey look, we found the bathhouse.
Amazing that some will pay for it.
Can't go up here?
Please, tell me more about Audrey Charles.
Here we go. Could hear this a mile away.
If I had a skate for every time someone said I looked like that mural.
Well, we did not pay in advance, but this place is dead empty. This is not good. Business is not doing well. All right, let's talk to her then. Oh wait, got a book. The Soul Unbound, Chapter 1. Okay. Hi.
You're the talk of the town, envoy. Everyone wants to meet you.
Cool. Usually they want to meet me and then they want something from me.
You and I have that in common. A good friend is hard to find.
Hey, we love the bathhouse.
It is. It cost me a small fortune to bring it in. Though I'm afraid only a few of our wealthy patrons have noticed it.
You get many of those wealthy patrons?
Me? Exclusively. Now, if you've come to avail yourself, I'm sorry. We're closed. I'm out of some supplies that should have been here days ago.
Wait a second.
I'd hunt them down myself, but I don't have a firm enough hand. I need someone with more authority. Someone, well, someone like you.
Remember Jago the Wolf and we broke through the roof and found his supplies? In like episode 2 or something? We already have the shipment. Are these yours?
It is. I never thought I'd be so glad to see one of these things. You're lucky you're honest. Otherwise, I'd scold you for those sticky hands.
It's good to do business with you.
Believe me, the pleasure is all mine. It's nice to have found at least one Adiran I can rely on.
Yeah, I think we just saved her life.
Come back anytime for a hot bath or a cup of tea. My door is always open.
Hey, thank you, Kai. We hit level 8. And we got a new item. What was this item? It was not any of this junk. So not used to be junk, but it is now. Okay. Oh, there we go. Slowly regenerate essence while close to a companion. Oh, that's a good one. Did Kai get a level up? He did at level 8. Okay. We're going to bump up Kai's second wind passive ability. Oh, never mind. So we bump this up. It just... nah. We're going to bump up his ability to tank then, I guess. I wonder if we have to, like, coach him on that. Oh, look at that. We increased our maximum health by 10%. Oh, that remembrance. I guess there's 4 others somewhere. Interesting. I had no idea we had completed that. There's like little things like that we are like actively doing. Don't even know. All right, Survivalist rank 3, unlocked. Scavenger rank 2, unlocked. Very exciting, as I think those were the end of the... like passives, right? That I felt like we must have, but now we can actually like build into like damage and stuff. I think we start with just the regeneration default, right? After taking damage, we'll regenerate 75% of lost health. And then next level, we'll do the rank 3 on it. It's not glamorous, but I think it's definitely worth having. We've got 3 points here, so we can go to 10, which will get our damage from 19% to 25, which is just not great. Goes up 2%, goes up 2%, goes up 2%. Don't love that. I just don't. Max health from 25 to 34 goes up 9%. Quite a jump there. Interesting. We're going to hold on to them for a minute. We should probably be doing something with them. I just don't know what. Can we actually, like, are you a merchant? Oh, okay. Thanks. And Kai wants to talk. Of course he does. How do we do this? What's up, guy?
Charmed, I'm sure.
Hey, thanks. How do we do this? Let's go talk to Kai. It'll make him happy, I guess. Question mark, right here. There we go. I wonder, are we really like, this is not the first, second, third, fourth, or even the 5th quest where we have somehow, some way successfully picked up the quest item before getting to the quest start. What's up, Kai?
Listen, I wanted to talk to you about Juliana. I know you're not asking my opinion, but for what it's worth, I appreciate you understanding her situation.
I have no idea what's going on.
I couldn't agree with you more. Out here, you've got to live and let live. Principles are one thing, but you can't let them get in the way of basic decency. I wish more of your countrymen took that view.
Oh, actually,
if you need me.
I do know what's going on. The ingredients she was smuggling in.
After seeing your murder, it's still strange to see you walking around like it never happened.
Hey, fair enough, Kai.
I'll get used to it.
The ingredients she
okay.
was quote unquote smuggling in were actually for family planning, okay? And apparently they were illegal to have smuggled in, which seems super weird because whatever. And so Kai was like, hey, thanks for not being like a total douche nozzle. Because we could have enforced the law, but that's not our job. That's not our role, you know? What's up, Bannerman?
Good morning.
Thanks. What do you have to say for yourself? You almost got me killed a bunch of times.
Just keep Kai out of trouble, you hear?
Really? She's still stuck on that? I expected her to have new dialogue after last time she let me and I got assassinated. Like, someone must have been watching, or she signaled someone to like, hey, I'm coming through. Right here. Boom. Arrow to the gut. Mercy. Check our journal here. What do we have going on? Dawn Treader. Let's go punch out some Dawn Treader business. I think we've kind of found everything there is to find. Oh, look at that.
Hey, it's the envoy.
Envoy, hey.
I swear, I owe you the world.
I own the world. He saved my life, remember?
Yeah, you only told me about 100 times.
Hey, where's Yeda? Is everyone else on their way?
They're all dead.
No. Oh, God. Does he mean...
They didn't make it, Offreak. I'm sorry.
But you saved Cadman. You couldn't save them? Or you didn't try?
What happened?
The Oracle killed them.
That godless scum.
What?
They probably went quickly, if that helps.
I can't understand this.
Hey, Offreak, hey, listen. We always knew that was a risk, right? And we told ourselves.
Better to go out at the bottom of the world or the top. And dying in bed like Granda, asking what if.
Did you avenge them? Is the Oracle dead?
He's exactly as dead as they are.
At least they got justice.
And I got my brother back.
Don't be a baby. You would have been fine without me.
What I mean to say is, we're grateful, Envoy.
What's next for you two?
Ambassador Heelgard has written to Expedition Command back in High Crown to see if they'll let us come home.
Well, while we wait for their reply, I thought...
Wait. Let me guess. Mermaid's Den.
You told him?
It was a moment of weakness. I thought I was dead. Oh, that reminds me. I wanted to give you this. It belonged to our grandfather.
What?
He'd always wanted to join the Corps, but life got in the way. When we were recruiting, he gave it to us to remind us to live well.
I will always treasure it. I don't know why you gave this to me.
Well, I'm sure you've got big Envoy things to do.
I don't know if you heard, but there's a plague on and everything.
If you're ever in High Crown, look us up.
Yeah, we can drink to the Corps together.
Hey, good luck.
I wish things had turned out better for the rest of their crew, but I'm glad they made it. Wouldn't want their diplomats going hungry or sober.
I can see enemies on the minimap right here. But I don't exactly know how to get to them. What's going on right here, huh? What exactly is down here?
Guess Adiran discipline doesn't apply to pest control.
More spiders.
You're mine now.
Wow.
The
Funny.
dream scourge has driven people to the city. Means more bandits on the road.
Hey, he keeps saying that, but... What? This is weird. Like, Kai mentioned, hey, the city is just as dangerous as anywhere else. And...
Try.
Dude.
Aye, aye.
Thank you. He got a new ability to, like, shield up or whatever. I kind of forgot that he now could do that. How do we actually get back? Like, why is this so tricky? My goodness, just let me into the embassy. Is it this building here? It's got to be, right? Come on. Oh, I think we found the embassy finally. This is it. This is the moment, dude. We're going in. We're going in. Nobody salutes? All right. Ah, it's our dude.
You died.
No. Relax. Not dead.
Gods, I'm glad to see you.
Yeah, we're glad to see you too, probably. Hold on a second, Blueberry. Make sure we pick up any goodies before somebody kills us and we miss out. You know, I hate to miss out on some goodies.
Is it really you?
It's really us. We're really here, not dead. The rumors of our death are wildly exaggerated while being entirely accurate. All right, let's talk to old Blueberry Boy first. What's up, old boy?
Still can't believe you're alive.
He can't talk. What a bummer, dude. What's up, Goggles? Oh, you can
Envoy,
talk?
hello. I'm glad to see you on your feet. Kai.
Tej.
I'm surprised they let you in here.
I'm surprised you're still gainfully employed.
I wouldn't say that. He's just curious company for you to keep.
Why? Say more.
It's nothing like that. You run into all sorts of characters around here, is all. Some more polite than others.
Well,
Kai?
come on, it's funny. Tej caused a ruckus last time he was slumming it at the Ballarrock. You were trying to kill a man, if I remember right. I had to put you outside.
You threw me into the canal.
You lived.
That water's filthy. I had the runs for 3 days.
Gods, Tej. The envoy doesn't need to know that.
The fellow cheated me. I couldn't let that slide. Or he'd think we were all marks.
It was over a dice game, right? Tej here has a gambling problem.
Great. Let's air all my troubles. Is there anything else?
The bartender sleeping with your girlfriend.
You're lying.
You sure about that?
We'll talk about this later.
Dude.
I'm not breaking up with her for you. Just so we're clear.
That's more than enough. Thank you. Was there anything I could help you with, Envoy?
Come on, T. You're not going to stand up to Kai?
The 7-foot-tall Aumaua with biceps the size of my head? No, I am not.
Flatterer. You know I'm barely over 6.5.
Naturally, sir. How can I help you?
Okay. Tell me about the ambassador.
Well, you'll notice I'm nearly always here. If that man sleeps, I don't know about it. He wouldn't say, but I believe he relied on the claviger far more than he lets on. And without the claviger's steady hand at the rudder, the ambassador's struggling just to bail water from the sinking ship that is Paradise.
Claviger Amon might have tolerated a little more chaos than the ambassador liked, but he kept this place humming. He's not someone you can easily replace, and not with one man alone.
Sure.
It's a difficult job. The pressure sometimes gets the better of him. But if he loses his temper now and then, I can't blame him for it. Better him than me.
What's he like off work? Like, does he ever not work? What's that about, huh?
He doesn't know what to do with himself. You know, in our first days here, he'd often walk to the end of the docks at sunrise. The work was done, the embassy was closed, and he'd still be wearing the same clothes he'd slept in at his desk. And he'd just stare out over the sea. He always seemed dissatisfied back then. I suppose, years later, he still does.
So you don't want the job?
Be serious. Most of us here didn't get sent to the frontier because we were anybody's favorite. The longer I'm here, the more likely the people who matter are to forget me. And I'd actually like to get back to High Crown someday. Get married, have a few kids, take the civil exams, and settle into a permanent clerkship.
I guess there are worse ways to spend a life.
Like rotting in this embassy.
Oh my goodness, he sounds kind of bitter about being here.
Of course.
Tell me more about the city.
What would you like to know?
What's the mood?
For however rough around the edges this city is, there are good people here. Same as anywhere else. People who want to be able to walk to the market in the morning for their bread and eggs and know they won't be mugged. People who like it when the mail comes on time, and their skates are made from real copper, and their neighborhood peeping Tom ends up in the stocks. Those people, good and honest people, who pay their debts and honor their contracts and remember to thank the gods. They like us a lot.
How long's the city been here?
If you're looking for a particular year, the first thing you should know about Paradise is that this isn't the kind of place where the locals keep records. And though it might be considered a distant backwater by the rest of the world, this city is the height of civilization by the standards of the living lands. As for who calls this place home, I suspect you could find a criminal, confidence man, or prophet from every civilization in the world here.
Hey, come on. You're gonna give the envoy the wrong idea. We've got draft dodgers, courtesans, and revolutionaries, too. You know, all the fun people.
In any event, as far as I can tell, Paradise has been this way since its inception. Thus the eclectic display of architectural styles. If nothing else, this city is a reflection of the countless people who have passed through it on their way to the interior.
What do you know about the people who tried to kill me?
The Resistance, as such, are largely a group of misfits and criminals intent on undermining the rule of law. They take out loans with small Aderan banking houses and do not pay them, then assault the bankers who attempt to collect. They agree to contracts with families in Adir seeking homes, and when their ships arrive, promptly abandon them. When we levy a small tax to fund the repair of city roads, they set our counting house on fire. And when our fishermen return to port, they board their ships and sink them.
That's certainly one way to characterize them. It's not exactly wrong, but it's not exactly right either.
For decades, people like them ruled this city through fear. We imposed order, and now they oppose us. You, unfortunately, were caught in the crossfire.
I don't think that's true. I think it's more than that. What do you think the Empire's long-term plans are here?
Depends on who you ask. Ambassador Heelgard will tell you that our remit here is to establish a secure and orderly environment from which to engage in trade. Inquisitor Ludwig will tell you we're here to break the frontier.
So, which is it?
Why not both?
Tell me about the Soul Plague.
That's where you come in. Whether you find your desires aligning with the ambassadors or the inquisitors, neither can succeed until the Dream Scourge is ended. We are only beginning to see its effects here in Dawnshore, but the closer to the center of the island you go, the worse it gets. That bear you and the ambassador encountered in the Strangle Route isn't even the worst of it. And the tide of this soul plague is rising higher every day.
It's interesting how many people have heard of the Soul Plague, kind of don't know anything, and then tell us very specific information about it.
By all means.
Tell me more about the local Inquisitor.
Consider yourself lucky. Inquisitor Ludwig is the commander of the Steel Garrote in Paradise. Were you to ask her, she'd say she keeps the peace. But she doesn't keep it so much as prosecute it. As ruthlessly as the ambassador will let her. She's also a veteran of the Steel Garrote's campaign in the Deathfire, where she died.
She's a Death Guard. Well, that explains a lot.
I don't know what happened to her there, but I suppose Wodica wasn't done with her yet.
What exactly is this Death Guard thing?
Death Guards are surpassingly rare. Some of the secretaries who traveled with our dignitaries in the Deadfire spoke of one named Iser, a devotee of Berith, who guards the hanging sepulchres there. But I've heard of no others except those I've read about in the histories, or, as you say, in stories. They are people, most often paladins or priests, so devoted to a cause that they simply refuse to pass on to the wheel when they die. Their soul haunts their body. The passion required to sustain them devours their flesh, and they swiftly turn to bone. I've never read a history nor tale of a death guard that did not end with them going quite mad. When they lose their capacity to care for anything but their cause, they cannot love. And when they cannot love, they cannot be merciful. And so everything before them becomes only an obstacle.
Is there anything known about her before she became this infamous skeleton thing or whatever?
I only met her once. She was a mid-level member of the Steel Garrote then, chasing oathbreakers who'd fled Adiran law. She'd come back to the Imperial Archives to borrow a map to a place called Oathbinder's Sanctum. I remember she was furious because the map was quite poor. She worried about finding the place, about properly executing her duty to her god. She wanted, I think, to do a good job. So, while clearly she has changed, in some sense, I'd say she's much the same.
She wanted to do a good job. Interesting. What about the local chapter she's in charge of around here?
Think upon your promises and die. That's the litany of the Steel Garrote, usually said right before they kill you. They're an order of paladins born and bred in Adir, though clearly they've found plenty of work beyond our borders. Their remit is simple but comprehensive. They punish all who break their oaths. In practice, that has historically meant contracts. One lord or merchant will hire the Steel Garrote to bring a duplicitous rival to justice.
Fun bunch. What are they doing in Paradise?
Since the events in the Deadfire, their operations have expanded. The Steel Garrote has always been associated with Wodica. Now, they are explicitly her order. And they go wherever Wodica's priests, or Wodica herself, believes there is a need for them to go. The Living Lands are a dangerous, lawless frontier in sore need of order. Thus, they are here. Or so the Steel Garrote say.
Wow.
I'm an open book.
Anything specific about the island as a whole outside the city?
There's a lot of ground to cover. Could you be more specific?
Who's really in power here?
There is no singular authority in the Living Lands.
Not yet, anyway.
I shudder to think what the Living Lands would look like under your rule.
Well, to start, there'd be a lot more brothels.
Charming. Power is invested in the leaders of the various townships scattered across the island. The largest are Fjord, Thirdborn, and Solace. None of which, I will note, are as safe and orderly as Paradise.
Tell me about Thirdborn.
Everything you need to know about Thirdborn is in its name. It was founded by the Thirdborn children of Rawatai, Navy dropouts, smugglers, and hands for hire. Almawa and Orleans, mostly.
Home, sweet home.
You're free to go back any time you like.
I like my current circumstances just fine, thanks.
They are a people, in short, who couldn't cut it in the civilized world and had to make room on the margins. Unfortunately, they are currently besieged by the Dream Scourge. We have sent some troops to lend what help we can, and the mayor, Temerity, was appropriately grateful, but I don't know how long they'll hold out. By all means. should you ever need me, safe travels, envoy.
All right, he kind of filled in a lot of not blanks. Like they weren't really like questions that like needed to be filled in. But I mean, they were like, I guess if we walked straight here, he would have told us a lot of nothing. It's only through side quests and we've heard even like some of this be like mentioned. That's super weird. Like, he's talking about places we've never been and people we haven't met. And I'm hoping we get to like meet some of them and like, so there's a plant right here. I'm hoping we get to actually meet this Inquisitor. Huh. Wonder whether this is a painting, a big red sword, skull mask. Freaky. All right. Now that we are here at the embassy, I'm really hoping that things go well.
I can't believe you're alive.
We're alive.
When they dragged you to Liviana's clinic, I assumed the worst. How do you feel?
Vigorous.
Not even death can slow you down, I see.
Apparently not.
But we'll return to the topic of your untimely demise shortly. Our first order of business is your purpose here in the Living Lands. Did the Emperor send you with anything for me? Your writ of commission, perhaps?
Of course.
Executed faithfully, Envoy. Very good. I'm eager to see what our Emperor intends. Now, His Majesty names you a loyal servant of the Adiran Empire, and an extension of the throne's authority. Thank goodness. At least someone understands the gravity of our situation.
We're here to investigate the Dream Scourge.
And I can't think of anyone more suited for the job. You've seen how wild the Living Lands has become, both in nature and in politics. Sometimes I think the island has a mind of its own. No sooner had you arrived than you found yourself at the center of our troubles.
Yeah, how about the arrow in my gut? I mean, I used to be an adventurer.
Trust me, we'll get to that. This embassy has no shortage of political foes, but the Dream Scourge is what keeps me up at night. You've seen firsthand what it can do in nature. We can't let it reach the cities.
Assuming it's not already here.
Inquisitor Ludwig thinks the plague is a distraction. She's more concerned about these local rebels fighting against the Empire.
You think the rebels are who tried to kill me?
Your instincts do you credit. They were paradisans once, law-abiding laborers. Now, they're fugitives and oath-breakers hiding amongst the populace. They've sabotaged our work, killed our soldiers, and the final straw, attacked you out in the open.
Hey, small spoiler here that like we haven't learned yet and might never learn. It turns out the Claviger, who the ambassador killed, was a member of the rebels, which is part of like the motivation for the ambassador taking him off the board. I know it's not like Avowed doesn't do a good job of going into it, but that is a series of events that is kind of being told backwards here. But I don't know if we're going to ask the right dialogue to get to those interactions to find out that the Claviger was a leader of the rebels. But that is what eventually there's a way you might stumble into that. Because again, there's some branching dialogue trees here we can't go back to, and it's super unclear sometimes where they go. So small spoiler that we haven't found yet, but it does help explain the ambassadors, like, why did you kill the Claviger when you were with this crazy bear, you know? It's not like the bear, like, dragged the Claviger back, propped him up, gave him some water, you know, like, okay, hold on, where are we? They seem to have it out for us. Why do the rebels hate us? Why go after me?
All the more reason to strike first, or so the thinking goes.
Whatever their reason, we have to retaliate for the good of the Empire. I won't lie to you, Envoy. Our position is tenuous. If we can't even defend ourselves, how are we to defend the living lands? But defend it we must, for the sake of everyone who calls this island home. Inquisitor Ludwine demands that someone hang for the attempt on your life. These Paradisian rebels must face justice.
Tell me more about this Inquisitor Ludwine. Everyone brings them up all the time. The Dream Scourge is my top priority.
True, but you can't investigate the Dream Scourge if you're dead.
Not many get a chance to solve their own murder, you know. I know someone who could help. A dwarven tracker named Marius. Kith or beast, there's little he can't find. He's staying at the Grinning Ballarrock, not far from Liviana's infirmary. We just take the main road east to the market, then head down the stairs and cross the canal. Rough part of town, even by the standards of Paradis.
Kai, why should we hire him? Like, what? I know you said he's a tracker, but like, what's the real value here?
Blend in, for one thing. Marius is from the Tusks, about the harshest and remotest place the gods ever created, even by the standards of the living lands.
Trickery, lies. The gods did not build this place.
Let's just say no one survives out there without picking up a few skills, the kind we'll need if we're going to find hidden assassins. Especially if they're from the streets of Paradis.
I suggest you recruit as many allies as you can, but choose carefully. They, like you, will represent the Empire. Oh, before you go, we received a report from Liviana about your condition. Apparently, you're in fine shape. Once your killer has been dealt with, you can come and go as you please. Remember, the assassin is out there. You have the element of surprise. I suggest you use it.
Kai, are you coming with me on this one?
Tracking down mysterious assassins with a godlike who returned from death?
Yes.
All while the rumored Dream Scourge spreads?
Yes.
Can't say I'm prepared, but I'm ready.
Yes.
We'll talk more of the Dream Scourge when you return. Until then, Envoy.
How about we start with Marius at the Grinning Ballarrock?
Sure.
Besides, I could use a drink after all this.
I agree. It's really interesting that we get sending over the Dream Scourge, and the very first thing we go... I can't believe we can't talk to Blueberry.
None of the clerks believe my story. You've got some god looking out for you.
Hey, thanks, man. It's just wild that the... It's wild that we can't not only talk to Blueberry, but we're here for the Dream Scourge. We know it's a real problem, like in a major way. We saw the bear get taken over. We saw the fort get taken over. That fort's supposed to defend against pirates, so you know pirates are a problem right now. Like, it's wild that after all of that, the very first task we get is like, please go investigate your own murder. Excuse me? We're not dead. Okay, attempted murder. It seems like kind of a wacky series of events. At least, I didn't expect this to be the direction it went. I do like the surprise factor, right? I like the concept of like we walk through the city, boom, arrow to the gut. You know, like that's nice. I think that was kind of fun, but also a murder mystery. I really hope this is like Can we make this jump? I bet we can. We're going to try it. There we go. Nailed it. Into the underbelly. I hear a chest. I just don't know where it is. Oh boy. Oh, what's this? Big old hammer. Very nice. Kai, we're getting wet, man. So don't follow me if you don't want to. Oh boy. Ugh. Pain. It's kind of hoping we'd find something here. Oh. Maybe there's a secret under here. An essence potion and 15 monies. Anything else? Someone lost their hammer. Okay. Big glowing treasure chest. We're running out of air. Surface, surface, surface. Oh my goodness. I wonder if we should have dove in here sooner. Like, what other treasures are there down here? We cannot punch that box. Okay. Oh, man. Are you kidding me? Look at this. Someone threw some bodies in here, weighted down. Oh, oxygen. We almost died. I forgot about the whole we can't breathe underwater thing. Seriously, there's some bodies down here weighted with cannonballs? Who does this? Okay, let me rephrase it. We don't know their bodies. They're a humanoid-shaped package that has been tightly bound and weighted with cannonballs. Could be anything. Just could be garbage bags for all we know. Loads of garbage in there. Seriously, though. In the canal? I don't think this is the right place to be doing that. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this is the right place to be doing that. You've got a whole ocean. You couldn't just like boat your way out into the harbor a little bit? Rebels, huh? Yeah. This place has some real problems. You know, on like on the scale of like how real are the problems? The realest. I mean, look at this. It's been a murder right here. They still left the body here days later. We've been sleeping for weeks. I hear a treasure chest. Hold on. Whoa. So we busted down this wall last time. So we've been here before. Okay. Mercy. Yeah, can we get back up there really quick? Perfect. How did we get up there? Oh boy. Go. Just want to make sure we didn't miss anything. I get up here and it gets really quiet. No sounds of the city. Just the birds. The bells, the bees. Seriously, there's there it is, treasure. I knew I heard this chest, man. Common great sword. Strange exchange, huh? Okay. Someone stole something and they had to move a shipment. It took 2 people to move. Someone's using this little room for a little skullduggery. All right, Marius is here at the Grinning Ballarok. Here we go. Oh, some spoiled carrots. Oh gosh, Kai, I gotta land like a sack of bricks. Actually, it kind of looks like if that's his friend Marius, they're...
So, you're the one they all crow about, eh? Best hunter and guide in all of Dawnshore.
In a bit of a scuffle.
Just Dawnshore? Whew, must be slipping.
You just look like a drunken dwarf to me. Seen 1,000 of you roaming back home in Adir. Ha! The mighty Marius, deep in his cups, ready to take on the deadliest prey, providing they're asleep at the time.
Right. Take another sip of my cool. Rude not to finish a drink someone bought for you.
No wonder you're hiding behind a mug. You're too worried about being polite to survive out there.
The dwarf there is Marius. Best tracker I know.
Let's see how this plays out.
I heard you're from Solace Keep. How great a survivor could you be, hiding behind stone walls all your life?
You don't know anything about me, you Adiran Nimdut. So maybe go back and take another blessed day sip.
But here you are. Tell me, how does one get kicked out of a place that never lets anyone leave?
What?
You want to talk so much, I'll cut you a second mouth across your throat.
Your friend looks like he has this well under control.
I think this is about to get interesting.
I knew you were blessed in Nimdut the moment I saw you coming. Thought maybe I'd teach you a lesson. So I paid the bartender a few gold to drop a tiny bit of widow's kiss into a cup and serve your drink in it. Cramp should be starting in a few minutes, so, if you want to fight, we should go ahead and get started.
Wait until you get to know him.
Oh, I can feel it. Gods, you.
Oh, that is quick. You better get to a healer before the poison spreads to your brain.
You wait, Marius. I'll be back. Hopefully.
I don't know, maybe you won't. Hello, Marius.
Well, that was something.
Marius, this is the infamous Adiran envoy. Envoy? Marius.
Well, any friend of Kai's is definitely a person.
I'm looking for an assassin. Kai says you're the best man for the job.
I need to see the scene of the crime, over by the town gates. I promise there's something left there we can use to track them.
What would we be looking for?
Bloodstains, footprints, darts left behind. If we find anything at all, we can find your assassins. We'll figure this out, Amakul. Don't you worry.
Oh! Can we have more than one companion? Do we lose Kai? Is there a limit to these guys? Marius. Marius's attack, deal, bleed. Okay, sure. He's got some kind of shadow stab. And he can root enemies. Okay. We didn't lose Kai, right? We can have more than one companion? And I hope we can. Looks like we actually need to go back to camp and talk to him, though. Did we lose Kai? Hold on. We lost Kai. Maybe he's stuck on a wall. I don't know. Let's go to camp, talk to this Marius guy. What's up, Marius?
No offense, but you leave a pretty wide trail, Envoy.
What do you mean?
I mean that anyone who wanted to track you down would just have to follow the murmurs and gawkers in your wake. An Adiran official who's new in town turns a lot of heads, especially when they're traveling with a Nimdut like Kai.
What's a Nimdut?
Stick with Kai. You'll find out. Well, we've worked together in the past. It was mostly him crashing blindly through the weeds after I advised him not to. I'm here to find your assassins. Maybe help you avoid being killed again in the future. My guess is you'll need a guide once you leave Paradise, too. They say I'm the best there is.
Are the living lands that dangerous? Dumb question.
The wilds here are dangerous even in the best of times, which these most certainly are not. Not to mention there are parts of the island you can't get to without me. Not that you'd want to go there anyway. Anyway, enough chat. I'm sure you have things to do.
Oh, okay. Is that really it?
Right.
Any tips for surviving?
Let's see. Normally you look for some shelter first. Cut down a few small trees, gather moss to keep the wind out. Nothing too elaborate. With so little tree cover, you want to keep moving. The reeds near the coast make great fibers for rope, so you can lash branches together and make a decent roof. Of course, we're always moving, so we just make a quick camp and carry on. So you don't have to worry about all that.
What about Dawn Shore?
Lovely place, as the living lands goes. I advise most people to stay around here if they're looking to settle. Paradise isn't the safest place in the world, but it is the safest place in the lands. Walls and guards go a long way out here. Other than that, you've got bits of forest, grasslands, some caves, cliffs, and all sorts of things to get you into trouble. This is the easiest place to survive in the living lands. Enjoy it while it lasts.
Anything else you want to share?
Huh. Heard an envoy from Adir showed up and got himself killed. Other than that, nothing. Honestly, I don't listen out for gossip much. I don't know what to tell you.
Okay.
Let's... you want to make bear now?
So he's got almost nothing to say. I quick looked that up. There's a total of like...
I never met that Orlin girl before in my life.
Eventually...
What Orlin girl?
You remember. The one in the camp in Shadow Peaks? With the thing on her head?
Oh, yeah. Nice eyes, chipped tooth. Thinking about her again, huh?
You thought we had a past or something. But I never seen her before in my life.
We could see her again if you want. I think she liked you.
Well, anyway, just wanted to clear that up. Yeah, a good talk.
Some women like the brooding, mysterious types. You just gotta work on your small talk.
So it turns out that there are a total of 4 companions we'll get at camp, and we can take 2 with us. So right now we've got a kind of a sneaky dwarf and kind of a warrior tank.
Nothing.
How long have the rebels been active in Paradise?
Rebellion's more like our natural state of being in the living lands. People on the island don't much like being told what to do. In fact, many come here specifically for that reason.
And Total Freedom sounds nice until, you know, the invaders show up.
Paradise used to be a lot more violent. Now, bandits like the Sparrowhawks at least have to limit their activities. Of course, that change has come thanks to Ambassador Heelguard's adherent troops. And the Stilgarrote. Ludwine and her paladins have been busy in the hinterlands. It's all rumor and speculation, but I don't think they're making your cause any friends.
What's the rumor?
I don't like to gossip.
Since when?
Okay, I like fun gossip. They say she's hunting down so-called agitators, flattening entire settlements that stand in her way. Of course, all the news reaching Paradise is jumbled together. Stories about the Dream Scourge, the Stilgarrote, and the weird happenings that are almost commonplace around here. So it's hard to say what's true.
It sounds like the work they're doing is dangerous for everyone involved and adjacent.
I think you're right. I don't know that these rebels are all that organized yet. But where there's foam, there's rocks, as the saying goes.
Okay. What do you think about your tracker friend?
You're asking me? I'm not much of a gossip. Okay, who do you want to know about?
Marius.
Long enough that he's got a good roster of stories about my blunders in the wilds, which he'll remind us of constantly.
Nice.
He's got a soft heart under that gruff exterior. He feels things more deeply than he lets on. So, if he burns the stew one evening, maybe don't mention it. Yeah, given everything that comes with being an envoy, I bet that's especially refreshing for you. And don't worry if he starts badgering you. It's his way of showing he cares.
What do you think about me, Kai?
Okay, but only if you let me turn that question around once I've answered you.
Okay.
I think you've been trusted with a nearly impossible task. When we first met, I thought that was because you made some powerful enemies back home. But as I've gotten to know you, I think that if anyone can stop the Dream Scourge, it's you. What's more, you've got your head and your heart in the right place. You haven't let your duties or loyalties get in the way of being decent and reasonable. At the end of the day, I'm proud to fight alongside you.
Wow.
And there you have it. Your turn now.
I gotta tell you, that was really nice of him to say. It's nice he thinks that of us. And we think Kai is trustworthy and reliable. And we count on him to do what he does. And we appreciate all of his efforts.
Oh, well, that's nice of you to say. I don't mean to be rude. That's just more praise than I've probably earned. Enough about me, right? Sure.
All right.
You know where to find me.
I think that about handles it. Let's call it a night.
You should keep an eye on that scrape on your arm. You don't want it to get infected.
Thanks, Marius. I think we're gonna sleep the night, and hopefully, if things go well, we will
counts as a scrape.
Not get woken up. Yeah, a lot of these nights we're getting like haunted by these. Dude, it's funny. We're getting haunted by those big rocks. Like the dream voice is absolutely in our dreams, messing up all of our sleep and whatnot. They want us to go investigate the scene of the crime. Felt like just yesterday we were walking up this bridge, walking through these gates into the city, happy to be here. Everybody go. Man, he really does kind of blend in. He's got that NPC vibe to him, old Marius, I'll tell you what. Well, just like that, we're going back in the city.